Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac, and today is part 2 of my look at Variety's top 100 best comedy movies of all time. I guess they didn't say top, they said the 100 best comedy movies of all time. Yesterday, I did 100 through 50, and I guess I probably should have stopped at 51, right? So today we're taking a look at the final 49, I guess. I messed that up. Oh well. Number 49, Shampoo from 1975. I remember there being such a movie. I was a young lad then. I couldn't tell you a thing about it. Variety tells us it's one of the great demonstrations of how a 70s movie could tackle so many things, including the sexual revolution, the entertainment industry, and Nixon, and still emerge as a perfect spitting in the air diversion. George is a Beverly Hills hairdresser who's such a born seducer that he always makes it look like the women are coming after him. George, played by Warren Beatty. Okay. Number 48, Bringing Up Baby from 1938. Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn. Right there, you know it's going to be good because of the cast. 47 from 2014, The Grand Budapest Hotel. Number 46, Coming to America from 1988. People really like that film. Even though I'm from Queens, I never really loved it. 45, Kind Hearts and Coronets from 1949. One of the most scathing black comedies ever made, says Variety. Tells the story of Lewis, whose mother was disowned by her aristocratic clan after she eloped. Lewis, born poor, is eighth in line to inherit the family royal title and the fortune that goes with it. A situation he decides to rectify by murdering each of the 7 relatives who stand in his way. Each one of those 7 relatives is played by Alec Guinness. Who knew? Kind Hearts and Coronets. Number 44, Mrs. Doubtfire from 1993. Okay, again, nice, fun movie. Who doesn't like Robin Williams? Is it funnier than Airplane? You're insane. 43, Team America World Police. 42, 4 Weddings and a Funeral from 1994. 41, The Beatles in a Hard Day's Night. Yeah, okay. 40, I'm going to throw my laptop across the room. Zoolander from 2001. Just no. I'd actually watch Adam Sandler movies before I'd watch Zoolander. Ben Stiller's zany send-up of the fashion industry. Just no. 39, Clueless from 1995. Fine. 38, Jerry Lewis and the Nutty Professor from 1963. Fine. 37, The Princess Bride from 1987. Okay, cool. 36, 1994's Ed Wood. All right, we're on a little roll here. School of Rock from 2003 at 35. Again, Airplane was like 60-something. Variety writes, Jack Black is great at what he does, but he's not commonly thought of as a great actor. I guess you can pick up the kind of comedy I don't like, right? Number 34, Withnail and I from 1987. Variety writes, no one had heard of Richard E. Grant when he played Withnail, a failed counterculture actor with a lust for adventure, best expressed by his willingness to drink anything in a bottle, including furniture polish. Apparently it's very funny. 33, 1985's Lost in America. I don't even know what to do with this list anymore. Sullivan's Travels from 1941. Popular director John L. Sullivan, played by Joel McCrea, is hit with an existential crisis, which he believes he can fix by making a stark commentary on the problems that confront the average man. The trouble is, he's known mostly for disposable studio comedies. Is this like an Adam Sandler prequel? I might have to check that out. Number 31 from 1972, Pink Flamingos, celebrating John Waters. 30, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. Okay, my kind of movie, but head-to-head against Airplane? No. Just no. 29, When Harry Met Sally. I saw that in theaters back in 1989 and liked it a lot. Nice little film, sure. Number 28, Richard Pryor Live in Concert. Now, that was out in theaters because we were a little early for an HBO comedy special, and we definitely hadn't had Netflix yet, so in modern times, we would consider this a quote-unquote comedy special, but it was a movie. Variety writes, there's no debating that Richard Pryor is the greatest stand-up comedian who ever lived. Time out. You can debate it. I mean, if I went up to you and I said, no, I disagree, I think Richard Pryor is the second greatest and George Carlin is the greatest, I mean, that's a debate. You can disagree. You might even win the argument, but you wouldn't be like, that's crazy, Johnny Mac. How dare you suggest George Carlin is the greatest comedian of all time? I mean, it's debatable, guys. Variety writes, Richard Pryor's best performance became a landmark concert film in which Pryor turned everything he touched into a scaldingly funny theater of truth. 27, The Philadelphia Story from 1940. This is not the one with the aircraft carrier that goes back in time during World War II, and just when the movie gets interesting, they're like, oh yeah, then the time warp is back and we're back into the present. No, that's the Philadelphia Experiment. This is Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant. Totally different movie. 26, Borat. And they even use the full title here, Borat, Cultural Leanings of America for Make-Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. You know, that's a great pick. That's one of those films that I don't think I laughed more, and I'm a comedy snob watching it. Wow, this probably is ranked criminally low at 26. Good pick. With that, we'll take the break here and come back, and the top 25 is probably all the Adam Sandler filmography, right? Continuing our look at Variety's best comedy movies of all time. Now, stunningly, we've gone through 75 of them and only mentioned one Adam Sandler movie, which means one of two things. Either A, Variety are really tasteful people, or B, Variety is insane, and I'm about to list like 15 of the next 25 being Adam Sandler movies, in which case this may be the last episode of Daily Comedy News. We're about to find out. Number 25, one of my favorite films of all time from 1970, MASH. Fantastic film. If you've only seen the TV show, it may throw you a little bit. This version of Hawkeye and Trapper are a little darker than the Alan Alda, Wayne Rogers version. Great, great film. Nice pick there. 24, Bridesmaids from 2011. 23, from 1932, Trouble in Paradise. Variety explains, to the extent that any romantic relationship is based on trust, the two parties' fear of betrayal is compounded when both are thieves. 22, Caddyshack from 1980. I'd probably have that way up there with, like, I'm hoping I get to say words to you like Stripes and Animal House. I hope these are words that are going to be said soon. Caddyshack, and I'm looking at a picture of Bill Murray and the Gopher, and I'm smiling. Absolutely fantastic. But now I'm worried, because Variety writes, in the late 70s, the movie comedy that changed Hollywood and changed the culture, not necessarily for the better, was National Lampoon's Animal House. But even as that showy retro frat house bash became a classic, it was never as funny as the casually delirious Snobs vs. Slobs golf comedy that arrived 2 years later. Does that mean Animal House is not on this list? Because that's going to make Johnny Mac very sad. 21, The Bank Dick from 1940. W.C. Fields. All right, fair enough. Superbad from 2007. Nice movie. A lot of fun. Is it 40-something movies better than Airplane? Of course not. 19, It Happened One Night from 1934. Variety says it's the movie that invented the form of the screwball romantic comedies. Clark Gable, Claudette Colbert. 18, This Is Spinal Tap. Again, really love This Is Spinal Tap, but 18? That seems insane to me. I mean, and I really like it. 17, 1972's The Heartbreak Kid. Charles Grodin plays Lenny, a nice Jewish boy who gets married on impulse and then, while still on his honeymoon, ditches his bride for a more attractive candidate played by Sybil Shepherd. Not familiar with that one. From 1940, His Girl Friday. Cary Grant again. Apparently Cary Grant, the greatest comedic actor of the last 125 years. From 1967, it's Playtime. And you're like, Johnny Mac, what's Playtime? And that is a good question. Here we follow Monsieur Hulot, a gawky, mute, pipe-smoking, overcoat-wearing, middle-aged French geek update of Charlie Chaplin. In this movie, Hulot travels through Paris. Okay. Are we getting any Pink Panther movies on this list? Are we getting any Peter Sellers? Number 14 from 2004, Sideways. I'm now convinced Variety are just film snobs. I mean, Sideways? I would put Adam Sandler movies. We've had one Adam Sandler movie. Even Johnny Mac, known Adam Sandler comedy hater, is like, really? Sideways stars Paul Giamatti. Fine, okay. 13. All right, good pick here. Thank you. Did you hear? They must have heard me yelling into the sky, why no Peter Sellers movies? Because number 13 is Dr. Strangelove. They use the full title, Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Yes, thank you. Whew, I was worried there for a second. 12. Tootsie from 1982. One of those movies that if you had HBO in the 80s, you saw 50,000 times, haven't seen it in the 21st century. I have fond memories of it. I guess it's good. It's Dustin Hoffman. How bad could it be? Number 11 from 1924, Sherlock Jr., Buster Keaton. I didn't know this existed, but I'm glad we got Buster Keaton on the list. Number 10 from 1993, Groundhog Day. Nice movie. Are there funnier movies? Sure. But okay. Number 9, Young Frankenstein from 1974. Good pick. I still think Blazing Saddles should have been a lot higher, but good to get more Mel Brooks on here. Number 8, from 1996, Fargo. Film snobs love the Coen brothers. Is Fargo 50 plus better than Airplane? Of course not. 7, Duck Soup from 1933. Can't argue with the Marx Brothers, sure. 6, Monty Python on the Holy Grail. Now we're talking. That's my kind of movie. Variety writes, instead of feeling like disjointed sketches, the jokes assumed epic form. The closer Arthur's knights get to the Grail, the more absurd their obstacles become. There's the Black Knight, the insufferable French, and the bloodthirsty rabbit that awaits them. Yes. Number 5, Waiting for Guffman from 1966. The movie snobs at Variety are making optimal use of his mockumentary format that he'd helped pioneer on This Is Spinal Tap. Christopher Guest makes the top 10 for the second time. Assembled a dream team of improv comedy talent to poke fun at small-town theatrical production. Waiting for Guffman, number 5 on Variety's list. Okay. Number 4, The Great Dictator from 1940. Good film in which to honor Charlie Chaplin. Great, fantastic. Number 3, Annie Hall from 1977. It won the Academy Award for Best Picture at the 1978 Academy Awards. It beat out The Turning Point, Julia, The Goodbye Girl, and Star Wars. Annie Hall, Best Picture. By the way, we used to have movies back in the day. As I was pulling that up, I pulled up the wrong year. But let me just tell you, the nominations for Best Picture in 1977 were, listen to this set. This is great. Bound for Glory, whatever, okay. All the President's Men, Rocky, Network, and Taxi Driver. The award went to Rocky. Network is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is prophetic. You should watch it. It's basically somebody invented the turn-of-the-century Fox network in 1977 is basically what it is. And, of course, All the President's Men is great, and Taxi Driver is great, and Bound for Glory I'm not really familiar with. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how Annie Hall is Variety's number 3 comedy of all time. Have I still only said the word Sandler once or twice? Once, right? Once? Number 2, Some Like It Hot from 1959, which means Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill is going to be number 1. Okay, but number 2, Some Like It Hot from 1959. Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon? Sure. That makes me want to put Operation Petticoat on this list somewhere. How about Mr. Roberts? Is that a comedy? It's kind of a comedy. Why isn't that on this list? And according to Variety, the number 1 comedy of all time, The Naked Gun from The Files of Police Squad. How are you putting that up there and you have Airplane 60 later? Let's hear Variety out. They say there's a God-given right that anyone making a big screen comedy should have, and that is the right to make fun of. In The Naked Gun, the team of David Zucker, Jim Abrahams, and Jerry Zucker took that right to a pitch of high hilarity that remains unequaled. The glory of The Naked Gun is that it's shamelessly unlimited, a comedy that will make fun of anything. Global autocrats, stodgy film, noir dialogue, safe sex, a professional baseball game, food left in the refrigerator too long. So somehow they have that at number 1, and Airplane somewhere in the 60s. They also have put O.J. Simpson at number 1. O.J. Simpson, one of the great comedic actors of all time in, clearly, the greatest comedy of all time. So we have in the top 3 there, both Woody Allen and O.J. Simpson. So that's Variety's list. I guess the good thing is that they barely mentioned Adam Sandler. And for that, I think it's a great list. I'll see you tomorrow.